Never in my entire life would I imagine epic rap battles of history doing a Godzilla versus King Kong rap battle. And today is the day. They have blessed us. I'm a couple days late on this one, but I keep seeing it pop up in my recommendation feed. And I'm super excited for this. Godzilla looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah!
It looks like they got the Heisei Godzilla design right there with his little burning Godzilla eyes. And King Kong kind of just looks like a Sasquatch. So I kind of wish they did costumes instead of CG, but I get that would mean moving the mouth would be pretty difficult, especially if you're rapping or if you have somewhat of a, at least if you have a flow that's a lot more than like one syllable per like 3 seconds. So really excited for this. You know, it kind of would have been cool if they did King Kong in stop motion and Godzilla as a suit. Obviously, who are we repping right now? Who are we repping? That's right, Gamera. Before we start, I want to go ahead and say this right off the bat. I'm going to pause a lot. I consider myself a pretty big Godzilla fan. I'm pretty knowledgeable in the Godzilla mythos and lores from 1954 to 2024. We got 70 years of Godzilla. King Kong, I'm pretty sure, is almost 100 years old now. I'm pretty sure he's, 1933. Let's do quick math here. 80? I'm rambling on right now. We're gonna pause if we find a bar that's really insightful and go ahead and elaborate on some stuff right now. So let's go ahead and start this journey right now. I'm gonna stop talking. G-Team. There we go, looking cinematic. Looking like Sasquatch. All right, we'll stop it right there. From the depths of the sea. I'm assuming this could be alluding to the Hanna-Barbera TV series, the Up from the Depths 30s. I could be looking way too deep into that one. I don't know. Maybe it's just it's a nice little beginning bar. And obviously Godzilla's title right there, King of the Monsters. That is what he is. Maybe I'm reading too deep into this one as well. I'll chew you up, dog. Kong is a dog toy brand. I think it's called Kong, not King Kong, but it's called Kong. It's close enough. I'll chew you up, dog, like a dog toy Kong. Yeah, we're only 13 seconds in here right now, so let's keep going. Hell yeah, represent! Wait, is that Rodan in the background? Fusro Da looking ass. God damn it, what's his name from Skyrim? Mothra looks absolutely terrifying right here. I kind of wish she looked like this in the Monsterverse. I guess she kind of looks more like an actual moth than she does in the actual Toho series and the older movies, but that is absolutely horrifying. Reminds me of that SpongeBob episode where they have the close-up of the butterfly. And yeah, poor Kong is the last of his kind in nearly every iteration, I believe, in especially the original 1933. He is the last of his kind. In the 2005 Peter Jackson movie, you actually see the skeletal remains, I'm pretty sure, of his family. I don't know if it's ever specified, specifically, at least in the movies, why he's the last of his kind. I think it's alluded to that it's the V-Rex is just out murking them. But it's looking like we got more Kongs in the new upcoming Monsterverse movie, so really interested to see what they do with that. But a good majority of the time, yeah, gorillas, they're social primates. They roll in groups, they roll in herds. Kong does not. Kong is alone. The blonde girl. Okay, there we go. First diss right there. You know, got a little AP. I'm not gonna lie, King Kong, especially in the 1933, in the original movie, I believe in a scene, he starts peeling off her dress. King Kong's definitely had some really weird moments, really weird Beauty and the Beast intimate moments with his damsel in distress. Well, Stockholm Syndrome, essentially, throughout the entirety of the films. Yup, there it is. Okay, our first reference to King Kong versus Godzilla, the 1962, I hope to God I got that date right, original. In that movie, King Kong gets subdued by the humans by drinking berry juice. He gets in a drunken stupor and falls asleep. I wish I was making this shit up. I think that whole movie is a satire. Over the years, I've kind of learned to appreciate it more and more, even though I have my gripes with it, especially the Kong suit. Kong looks fucking ugly in that movie. It literally doesn't look like a gorilla in the slightest. It's crazy that something from the 30s looks better than the actual suit. I'm glad they referenced that. That's kind of funny. ERB, I know they always do the research, so it's kind of cool seeing a big Godzilla kaiju fan like myself, I guess, kind of get put on the spot like this and appreciated all the tiny, minute details of the entirety of the series, because there's like 30 plus movies of Godzilla. I mean, that's a lot to go through. I'm sure they didn't watch every single one of them, but they probably at least got the key moments and signature things that the franchise is known for, I guess. Tokyo is hometown. Damn, yep, all right. King Kong always getting shot down by airplanes, except in the 70s movie. He gets killed by helicopters in that one, and it's actually really graphic. Like Jesse Smollett, except this beatdown is real. I don't get that one. We're gonna run that one back. Holy shit. I forgot to mention I'm sick with a sinus infection right now. But fuck that. That took a second to process in my head. I'm sure you can see the gears spinning right now and smoke shooting out my ears as my brain goes into overdrive. Wow, I think, you know what's funny? What really made me get that line for a second, it wasn't even the Jesse Smollett line, it was the fact that Empire was capitalized there. And I'm sure the Empire State Building is already capitalized as it is, because it's like a proper now. Whatever the fuck, you know, I don't care. English is weird. Where? Well, so Jesse Smollett was an actor. I believe he was one of Terrence Howard's kids in the movie, or in the TV series Empire. That is what the TV series is called. It's called Empire. King Kong fell off the Empire State Building. How did falling off the Empire feel? Because Jesse Smollett was kicked off the show Empire because he faked a hate crime against him. Wow. So he's saying this beatdown's real. This isn't like Jesse Smollett. You fell off the Empire like him, but this beatdown is real. That is a crazy ass line. That's worth the dance right there in the background. We got the Land of the Rising Sun right here too. Okay, that's one big point for Godzilla right now. The Here Comes the Airplane line was pretty good. This one is just a mwah, disrespectful. Donkey, hang on, Kong, wait. I'll make an ass out of you like Nintendo did. Donkey Kong, another word for donkey is jackass or ass. So making an ass out of you like Nintendo did. The only game I play is Rampage, Lizzie. Beauty kills this beast that you just ain't pretty. Rampage, Lizzie? What? I'm looking this shit up right now. I'm wasting your time. This was my shit. I used to play this all the damn time. You just ain't pretty. When your ass brain is hanging with these monkey bars. You ain't got punch lines, you barely even got arms. Back now, the T-Rex arm disrespect. Shin Godzilla in this bitch. They fixed that in the Monsterverse. He's got the longer arms, but yeah, King Kong kind of dissing on him right now. King Kong starting right off the bat, actually. Godzilla kind of took a second to build himself up. It's the king of the monsters. I roll with Rodan, Mothra, and the homies. There's a line right here I'm really surprised they put in. Yeah, here it is. No way your ass brain is hanging with these monkey bars. No way your ass brain is hanging with these no way your ass brain is hanging with these monkey bars. Hanging on the monkey bars, also monkey bars. He's got bars and he's an ape monkey thing. But yeah, back to the ass brain line. I'm sure a lot of people don't know this. Godzilla has two brains, at least in the Heisei series. And Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, they're able to detect, I think, a brain that connects essentially to his ass. It's like right in between his tail. His brain's essentially right where his tail meets his body, and then he also has like the tiny little brain up on top, which they heavily disrespect on in King Kong vs. Godzilla. When your ass brain is hanging with these monkey bars, you ain't got punch lines, you barely even got arms. You came off the base for Frankenstein, first time we made a movie. Okay. And I dumped on you like Barkley at the base of Mount Fuji. I think I have the shirt. I thought I had the shirt. On YouTube, everything was very limited back in the day. Let's go back maybe 10, 15 plus years. I used to watch Godzilla Numa Numa on repeat, and it interspliced a bunch of clips from the Godzilla vs. Charles Barkley commercial, which was like a little collab that was even hyped up with a comic book. You can go ahead and look at this panel right here and take that as you will. I haven't read the Godzilla vs. Charles Barkley comic. Sorry, I am a kaiju fraud. You came off the bench for Frankenstein. You came off the bench for Frankenstein first time we made a movie. They pitched a while back. I don't remember whose idea specifically was it, when RKO and Universal owned the rights to King Kong. They wanted to do King Kong versus, I think, the modern Prometheus, or Frankenstein's monster, would have been this smorgasbord, hodgepodge mess of animal parts. So like elephants, tigers, lions, bears, everything just kind of thrown in together. Maybe throw a centipede in there too. That's why in the actual movie King Kong vs. Godzilla, King Kong has lightning abilities that just kind of come out of nowhere because King Kong isn't notorious for having lightning powers or Thor-like abilities. So in that movie, he inherited, I guess, the abilities that Frankenstein's associated with, which is lightning. And he gets a little power buff and whoops Godzilla's ass by the end of the film. I like that. The thunder thighs. That's just disrespectful. Death Row. RKO. And we don't love the Tohos. And we don't love them hoes. I'm kind of rooting for Kong right now. Nurse your films back to health. I don't remember Godzilla quoting Snoop Dogg, so I guess one just flew over my head. Correct me in the comments, please. This is just a really good rhyme scheme right here. This is nice. RKO, and we don't love the Tohos. Toho is the company that produces the Godzilla movies. They're a massive film company in Japan. We don't love them hoes. We don't love them Tohos. I'm as old as Death Row. Death Row is the record. Death Row is the record label that Snoop Dogg now owns, but that he was associated with back in the day. That's just really clever. I love this shit. And then RKO was a company that owned King Kong, I believe, up until the 60s or 70s, if I'm not mistaken, or before they turned into another company, whatever. Kong's Eighth Wonder, yep. No, wait. And we don't let them Tohos. That's clever. That's just clever writing, or clever signing, I guess, for that matter. Just like your bad English captions. Oh, wait, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, if you think your mind can compete with mine, here's a sign. Here's a sign, because Kong does sign language in the new MonsterVerse movies, and I guess apes in general, you know, like chimpanzees, are notorious for doing sign language and shit, so there's that. Just like your bad English captions, your words don't match your actions. You weren't even the bombest monster from the CG was cracking. Wow. And goldfish and rice. Come to New York and King Kong will bring on, fuck your life. Okay. Kong kind of cooking. This is Kong. Might be my shittiest bit of all time. You aren't even the bombest monster from the CG. What's cracking, CG, gangster? You say, hey, what's up, G? What's up, Godzilla? CG. I wonder if that's a nod to CGI in general too, which is what Godzilla is now, I guess, from now on being used to create in the films instead of the suitmation, the little tokusatsu stuff that they used to do. You know, I guess the Kraken's got a few centuries on Godzilla existing wise, and they're also real creatures. So, you know, I guess he's the baddest. I don't get this one. Sorry, I don't have TikTok. I don't know what the Bing Bong shit is. I have no idea what that is. Is that associated with Kong or New York? Or I guess it rhymes with King Kong, Bing Bong. Come to New York, and King Kong will Bing Bong fuck your life. We are looking this up. I am not gonna be some novice. Yeah, I don't have TikTok. Crown me. Bing Bong is a gibberish phrase that rose in prominence. It had no particular meaning until 2015 when then President Donald Trump, or presidential candidate, and he won, spoilers, used it in a speech about special interest campaign donors, stating, Jeb Bush or Hillary Clinton or one of these politicians, all controlled by lobbyists and special interests and donors, people like me from previous months, total control. Bing bong, bong bong, bong bing bing. You know what that is, right? What? Well, I know Bing Bong is the character from Inside Out, who has no connection to Donald Trump. Thanks for specifying. All right, what a waste of time. I don't know. I don't get that one. Godzilla sounds evil. The voices that they did for them, that they chose for them, are really good. One of my complaints with one of their past rap battles, which is Oppenheimer versus Thanos, which is already a matchup that I thought was just weird in general. In that one, Thanos' voice just sounds way too high-pitched. It's not even like a high-pitched voice, but it just doesn't sound like the Josh Brolin menacing, you know, the Josh Brolin menacing impression that he does obviously in the films. But in this one, I mean, Godzilla sounds pretty sinister right here. He almost has like a layered vocal voice. I like what they did with it. Hollow Earth. Where the monsters are from in the Monsterverse. Don't tempt me, monkey. That's just foul. I think one of the biggest moments in my life where I can say I was disappointed by something or someone that I didn't personally know to that degree is Pacific Rim Uprising. Without a doubt, one of the worst monster movies I have seen. Biggest waste of potential. Absolute train wreck that movie was. Effects-wise, amazing. The CG, I will not knock the artists for their hard work in that movie at all. But it just lost everything that the first movie kind of worked and built towards. The sense of scale, like these monsters are doing, or the robots are doing flips and kicks. I think the lighting too. I think the monster fights work better at night. And I think in Pacific Rim, at least when they were in a brightly lit city, and even in Godzilla versus, I guess actually both fights take place in Hong Kong. The bright city helps illuminate the figures, but also the dark atmosphere helps add more of an impending doom to the scene as well. And it also helps hide some bad CG in some moments as well. Just overall, Pacific Rim 2 is not good. You know, I guess if you want to just turn your brain off and watch a dumb movie, you can go ahead and do it, but they killed Mako and I can never forgive them. Ooh. Nope. For those who don't know, Manila is Godzilla's son. This is what Manila looks like. We will no longer address Manila. Like, is it a movement? Oh, no, oh, come on. The Peter Jackson, Jack Black slander will not be tolerated here. Okay, I think Jack Black's performance in that movie is severely slept on. Jack Black should definitely do more, I guess, quote unquote, serious movies. Not that King Kong's like this massive magnum opus drama piece, but it's a fun adventure movie with some horror elements and some really heartful moments as well. And I think Jack Black really encapsulates that selfish character that's really desperate for fame and success in that movie. You really get a sense of this desperate person in desperate times. You know, I mean, the U.S. was going through the Great Depression, since the movie, I believe, takes place in 1933 as well. So, no, that just does not count, Godzilla. But Jack Black's a funny dude. I love Jack Black. I love Nacho Libre. Here's my costume. You couldn't measure up. You couldn't measure up to the Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla 2016, Godzilla Resurgence. I keep forgetting that's another title for that movie. You couldn't measure up to the Shin of Godzilla. A little pun right there. His shin, his thunder thighs. He's back to his cankles, bro. That's how you retort right there. There you go. Let me rip off this shirt. Let me get my Kong shirt right now. Funny this. But this is a good ass retort. Tighten your fish lip. Titan. They're called Titans in the Monsterverse series. Your fish lips are out. Tighten your fish. What the hell? Hey, man. Tighten your fish lips around Tenacious D's. Tenacious D's is Jack Black's band, which I believe they're on tour right now, so that's fucking funny. Tenacious D's nuts. You ain't a rap Godzilla. More like Brave, Japan, you world. Fart jokes get me. Something about fart. I told you, Nacho Libre. You ain't a rap Godzilla. You ain't a rap god. The Eminem song, Rap God. Also, Eminem did the song Godzilla too. I wonder if they'll do a little reference to that. But in this one, this is the way I perceived it at least. You ain't a rap Godzilla. Rap Godzilla. Fart. More like pray to me. Like you pray to a god. You also pray like he's the alpha predator or whatever. Prey, predator. Is this a prey? No, I'm thinking way too deep into this now. I'm thinking about the goddamn Native Americans versus Predator movie. In Hollywood, they left your balls on the cutting room floor. 98. Yep, there we go. What kind of pumpy chump gets pumped by Ferris Bueller? Come on! Godzilla, you need to come back! I need burning Godzilla! They should have made Godzilla 94, or is it 93? I don't know which one it is. The original idea for the Godzilla American remake. And in that movie, Godzilla produces asexually, gets killed by jet planes, and he gets, I guess, essentially beaten by Ferris Bueller in a taxi, so, yeah. Rude. Go ahead and blow blue. I'ma make you cold blue. I'm an oxygen destroyer, and now you're all I'm losing CO2 right now. I told you guys, I'm biased from the get-go. I'm a big Godzilla fan. I made my decision before the video even started. Before I even, like, thought of the idea of ERB doing this in any kind of consensus or format, I would always choose Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm a big Godzilla fan. He's getting marked. Godzilla's got some good lines with the airplane one. The Jack Black one was pretty funny too, as well as like, hey, this is kid shit. Dude, stop throwing monkey shit at me. This is for my little kid Manila right here. Godzilla Jr. and shit. Godzuki! Also, the Empire line is still probably the most heavy-hitting one out of all these. But my God, this was an incredible ass rhyme scheme in general. So go ahead and glow blue. Godzilla starts glowing blue. He's ready to charge his atomic breath. I'm gonna make you code blue. Code blue, I believe, is what is it? It's code for a homicide or something. I'm gonna fact check myself real quick. Oh, it's not a police term. The term code blue is a hospital emergency code used to describe the critical status of a patient. Godzilla is in critical status. He's reaching critical mass. Go ahead and glow blue. I'm gonna make you code blue. I'm an oxygen destroyer. And now you're O2. So he's saying essentially out of the two verses they've had right now, King Kong is 0-2. And also the fact that they fought twice, he's saying that they're 0-2. Also, CO2 or O2 is oxygen. If the American school system has failed me. An oxygen destroyer is probably the guarantee way to kill Godzilla. That is one thing that they killed him with in the original timeline, is an oxygen destroyer. That is essentially Godzilla's kryptonite. It sucks all the oxygen out of the water. That's why it's called oxygen destroyer. Also, you can call yourself an oxygen destroyer if you are just rapping non-stop and just absolutely obliterating your opponent with bars. You are destroying oxygen right now. You are absolutely ripping through them with air. That is, and now you're, oh, that is, I wish I was on the writing team for this. I wish I could be a part of a rap battle. Please, if you do Ghostface or Freddy Krueger again, I don't care. It can be any character at this point, please. I will do it for free. I will fly to California. I will fly to New Zealand.
Blue, I'ma make you cold blue. I'm an oxygen destroyer, and now you're on blue. You shouldn't try to talk about the atom. The beast from 20,000 fathoms. Couldn't fathom. You fight me with Iron Man, and so I'll still destroy you. I'm making the
destroyer! I wonder, okay, in the recent, I don't know why I screamed at you guys, I'm sorry. In the recent Godzilla vs. Justice League comic crossover, Godzilla kills the superhero, the Atom, which is essentially DC's counterpart to Ant-Man. I think the Atom came first, if I'm not mistaken, whatever. Which is essentially DC's Ant-Man. He's a guy that can grow big and small. Hey, you shouldn't mention the Atom. I hope that's a little nod to that, but Atom wasn't capitalized, so maybe you should say, you shouldn't talk about the Atom. And then he mentions the beast from 20,000 fathoms, which was Godzilla's direct inspiration along with King Kong. So hey, respect due right there. You could come at me with, this just makes me grin. This shit just makes me grin. You could come at me with Iron Man. And Thor, I'll still destroy ya! That's gotta be a reference to Destroyer. They should have spelled that out like Destroyer. I'll fix it right here. Like I said before, Godzilla did crossovers with the Avengers, I believe. It was a 70s or 80s comic run. Godzilla fights the Avengers, and for some reason they didn't throw Hulk in there. It's really disappointing. But Godzilla fights the Avengers, and he matches Thor in strength. Like, they are nearly equal. And if you guys don't know anything about the 616 Thor, the dude's pretty busted. Not like quite Superman level of busted where he sneezes like whole galaxies away, but Thor is fucking tough in the original Marvel universe. So that is absolutely, that is a crazy feat under Godzilla's belt. I mean, he's fought the Olympians, he's fought the Justice League right now, merch Superman. Pompeii! Like I'm rubbing on a double bass, Godzilla's roar is created by, I believe, like you lather up a rubber glove and you put it on a double bass and it makes a little. Oh! All right, there we go. Yeah, okay. Oh no, he's still going too. Hang on, wait. Let him cook. Cook the rabbit fur. The 1933 stop motion armature for King Kong was made using rabbit fur. I was waiting for that shit. Oh, that's just good writing. I like how it feels like these two legitimately hate each other. Which is always a plus in a rap battle when you can just feel the tension between the two characters. Like they're actually just gonna straight up start fighting. Because he's just like, damn, I despise you. weak tokusatsu, which is the genre that Godzilla is in, I believe. It's, I think, like Power Rangers, Zone Fighter, Ultraman, that all kind of blends with that category right there. And I guess to an extent King Kong as well. Weak tokusatsu, soft like some tofu, that's a kaiju haiku. You're short, sweet, and to the point. You stand no chance. Haiku 575. I'm not gonna look that up because I don't want to feel dumb. I'm so glad they just got him rising up in the background. My favorite Mechagodzilla design. I can acknowledge that Kiryu's the coolest one. You know, whatever, Mechagodzilla 3. Wah, wah, wah. I'm talking about that shooting the finger missiles and shit. Would have been cool to see Gamera pop into, but I'm glad they just kept it simple with these two. Like I did to Mechanicong. Mechanicong is essentially the Mechagodzilla counterpart to King Kong. And I'm not even gonna try to think of the date. In King Kong Escapes, which is a Japanese-made King Kong movie that is really fucking bad. A fun watch though, but yeah, King Kong fights a mechanical King Kong in that movie. You know, it's the simple things that get me. Such as Godzilla saying in the original King Kong versus Godzilla, after King Kong gets set in his drunken stupor, the humans decide it's a good idea to transport him to Godzilla, who's traveling on Mount Fuji. He's literally just walking up it. I don't even know the reason. Godzilla just kind of meanders. He's just a walking force of nature. He just does whatever the hell he wants. So they tie him up to a bunch of balloons and launch him down towards Godzilla. That's, I'll just play the clip.
Okay, drop him.
Oh, he's yawning. No! No! Motherfucker! Yeah, it's over. It's over. Why are you standing like that, Godzilla? You bastard. Which one we talking about here? This is an absolutely beautiful shot, too. Many of you may disagree with me on this. I absolutely loathe, despise, in short, I hate the Godzilla animes. I think they're all terrible. They're all just varying levels of garbage. Singular Point. If you like just looking at people talk on a phone for about 40 minutes, Singular Point's right up your alley. And also, if you like the color red, you're gonna get a lot of that in that show. Really disappointing. The best thing about that series was the end credits. And I don't even mean that just because like it's over. It's because the end credits are beautifully animated and have so much love and respect to the Godzilla franchise as a whole. They even reference some Godzilla 98 stuff, which he just mentions right here too. And then Godzilla also has like a anime trilogy that's on Netflix. Don't watch it. It's really bad. If I could recommend any of the two, it's going to be Godzilla Singular Point because there's interesting ideas in that and some pretty cool moments with Jet Jaguar. And just the concept is really complicated and overly convoluted, but if you can wrap your head around it, maybe you can find some appreciation in it. Not for me though. I believe out of everything I wanted in a Godzilla anime, the last thing I wanted was more human characters just spewing out exposition for the entirety of the series. So really disappointing. I agree with King Kong in that. That's one hell of a way to start out your final verse. Like 98, it's just another egg you laid because Godzilla produces asexually in that movie. He lays a bunch of eggs.
It's just another egg you lay, you ugly moth.
Oh, you ugly Mothra fucker. Just use your imagination on that one. I'm not editing shit for that.
Ugly Mothra fucker, still don't know how you got pregnant. Your whole suit's of being rubber. I don't fear I'm gonna
A condom joke right there.
I ain't here on no monsterverse. The only Honda vehicle that don't retain a war. There'll be no victory dance to keep fans will reverse.
Oh! Ishiro Honda is the director of the original Godzilla movie and most of the Showa films. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry yelling at you. I'm spitting facts right now. I'm catching these lines.
I ain't here on no monsterverse. The only Honda vehicle that don't retain a war. There'll be no victory dance to keep fans will leave no sense. 'Cause if you drop kick at me, I'll shell a tree on your neck.
The Godzilla drop kick. Oh, wait. And then the whole eat your goddamn vegetables. I'm the apex great ape. Great with the ape axe since he has the Kong Kratos axe in the Monsterverse movie. He's an apex predator. Apex is also an evil corporation that made Mechagodzilla in the Godzilla vs. Kong movie as well.
King got me, I'll shove a tree on your neck. On the ape scream, ape brain with the ape ass. Like all monsters attack, they're about to recycle crap. This awful gorilla will be bringing no silver bags. Christian moving cats is the first ass.
Yeah, Kong's losing that fight right there. I mean, you just look at that size difference. God damn, it's over. Like All Monsters Attack. All Monsters Attack is in the Showa era, so the original Godzilla series starting from 1954 to 1975. Monsters Attack is a movie that just uses stock footage from past Godzilla movies because at the time Toho was in a declining box office for the Godzilla films, so they just weren't making the money back. A lot of them were bombing. So in the movie All Monsters Attack, also called Godzilla's Revenge, it's just non-stop stock footage again and again and again. So he's just saying your shit's recycled like All Monsters Attack. This alpha gorilla won't be bringing no silverback. Silverback gorilla. He's not bringing the silverback. He's going for the gold. And if you ask me, after this line too, Bryan Cranston dies in the first act of the 2014 Godzilla, which I still think is without a doubt the worst mistake any Godzilla movie has made ever. Worse than him flying at that point. Bryan Cranston brought a whole different level of humanity I think never really seen before in a Godzilla film. An absolutely amazing performance for the short amount of screen time he had. Absolutely wasted in that film. I think if he would have stayed alive throughout the entirety of the movie, then it would be a much better film all around. Yeah, I gotta give this one to King Kong. King Kong was right. He did not bring no silver back. He brought the gold back. King Kong won this rap battle, in my opinion. I do think if we go first verse, Godzilla won probably the first round, Kong won the second round, and then Kong kind of, not annihilated, but he won. King Kong won the third round right there. That was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Any little critiques I could say is obviously the animation doesn't look so polished in some areas, you know, with some janky movements, because I mean, they're just them mocapping, but I think all around this was an absolutely... This was just an absolute joy to watch. So let me know if I should check out any other rap battles. I've already seen all of them. I've been a huge fan of this series, I guess, since the get-go. So I've seen all of them. But me and my homie Jeremy can go ahead and run back and watch all the rap battles and give our thoughts to them, I guess, 10 plus years later. So let me know in the comments down below who you think won. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, have a good one.